on this presentation. Sorry, I'm just waiting for the clicker to work. Okay, so as Jacques has mentioned, there is on the Western Cape Student Support site, we do give you a little overview of the Western Cape region, also the important contact details that you will need as a student in the Western Cape. There are also provisional schedules for the learning support, that is digital learning, counseling, the writing center, the numeracy center, as well as our weekly schedule. So you'll see in the presentation, and as I go through it, what is happening on campus or online for the week. And then there's also, if you are going to join online, there is sessions that you, or the links to join the MS Teams sessions. So the first step, and as you have seen with that QR code, you can click onto log on my UNISA. It will then take you to the sign in page. So you will click on that UNISA staff marker, email address, or student My Life email account, and then you will sign in with your My UNISA credentials. So there you can just see how you will sign in. You will click on, you will type in your My UNISA account information. So it's your student number at mylife.unisa.ac.za, as well as the password that you created when you set up your account. Then next, you will see your drop down, where this you should be familiar with already. So if you click on that My Modules drop down, you should see all the modules that you have registered for, and then also the Western Cape region. On Friday, we added all the new students to the portal. So if you do not see the Western Cape region automatically, please send us an email to ctntat@unisa.ac.za so that we can add you. So I'm just going to give you an opportunity to write down that contact information. It's ctntat@unisa.ac.za. Okay. So once you have done that and you click on the Western Cape region, it will take you to our student support site. And as mentioned there, you can see the welcome. There's a little overview, and then also our links to our Facebook and Twitter handle, now X. So if you click on the, we would really like you to go and like the Facebook page, because there we put on a lot of announcements of events that are happening, whether they're national events or regional events. But that is one of our main forms of communication to our students. So please do go and like our Facebook page. And then if you scroll a little bit down, you will see the events, workshop, and class schedule link. So that is that number 5 there, and it opens up our weekly schedule, which is that little figure at the top of the screen. And yeah, you can see all the campus and online events, whether it be in Paro or in our George Center, as well as the links to join the online sessions. There's also a little video where you can go and click on that video to get a brief overview of what is our learning support portal. Then very important, if you scroll a little bit lower down, there is help and support with all the Cape Town and George information or contact details, emails that you can use. Very important that you send your emails from your My Life email account. UNISA does not accept any other email accounts. So you will send it from your My Life email account to either one of these email addresses. So you are familiar now with CTNTAT. That is for any digital learning support, my exams, my modules, etc. Then there is your student administration, which is capetown@unisa.ac.za. If you're based in the George area, it will be george@unisa.ac.za. Then there's also the student counseling and career guidance services, which Chantal will speak to you a little bit later, which is CPT counseling at unisa.ac.za. And then there is library services, CTN Lib, at unisa.ac.za. So then you will see all the tiles for the different learning support services that is available a little bit lower down on that screen. And you can see there's digital learning, tutorial classes, writing center, numeracy center, etc. I'm not going to go into too much detail because each presentation or presenter will speak about that. So the very important, what I want you to do as students in each of those tiles, especially digital learning, writing center, numeracy center, library, and counseling, there is a provisional schedule link that you can click on to go and see all the events that are happening for the semester, etc. But each of the presenters will take you through that. So if there's any questions about the Writing Center, either on the chat for students that are online, please do post it there. or if the students in the venue now would like to see me after the session, you're more than welcome to do so. But I am going to hand over to the next presenter who will speak about facilitation of learning, which is back to Jacques.
Thank you so much, Bronwyn. First of all, warm welcome to our colleagues in Pretoria who joined us, as well as students outside of Cape Town. It's a good thing because we've got all the regional academic coordinators here present, and later on you'll also hear a little bit more on what the George office will be offering, or the services and facilities in the George office, as well as community learning. Now, a little bit of facilitation of learning. So we are much more the support of learning here in the Western Cape. So you will work with various staff members. And the facilitation of learning is all about learning. So we've got tutorial support, and that we are going to unpack a little bit later this semester. But one thing that I want to tell you about is academic literacy support. A lot of you might have, and I'm not going to make an assumption here, but a lot of you will be doing fields and subjects that you had never been introduced to or never been immersed to. So the academic literacies is where you get a mentor or facilitator to break things down into pieces for you to understand. For example, we offer classes in private law, in economics, accounting, management sciences, and we also have classes in numeracy, statistics, accounting, auditing, taxation, and also in reading and writing literacies. Now, most of us would say, but I can read and I can write. But at university level, your first year, they expect you to write a 500-word essay. In your second year, it's 4 to 6 pages. That's research-based. Your third year, it's between 10 and 15 pages research-based. And in your honors year, it's 40 pages, and your master's a minimum of 100 to 120 pages. So how are you going to introduce something that you need to expand a little bit later on? And how do you use your words and your paragraphs in order to flow for you to score high marks to get bursaries? So everything is quite interrelated. Aside from that, we also got digital learning on how to type your assignments the right way at university level. So you need to have good technical presentation, and aside from that, good language use. And most of us would say, but I speak English as a first language. But academic language is not our first language. So understanding things at university level can be quite tedious. And you need to read a lot, but you need to improve the quality of your reading and not the quantity of words that you come across. Aside from that, the digital learning, they offer a lot of workshops to you, but I will give over to Tavo to unpack a little bit more about the digital learning aspects on what you can expect when you join the digital learning unit, as well as the workshops. Tabo? Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Tabo Dayemi. I am an acting digital learning advisor. So I'll just walk you through our services. As you can see, we do workshops and consultations. We have open access labs, digital access centers, and resources. So under the workshops and consultations, so if you're a student and you're struggling with your My Life, My UNISA, you can book a consultation with us. So the consultation is done on Setenta. To send us an email, then you make the booking. So when you're here, we can walk you through, let's say if you're struggling with your My UNISA, how to log in, how to create a password and all that. So we walk you through that. With your My Life, if you have a problem with your My Life, your email is not working, we can access you with that. If you're struggling with how to find your assignments, we can also assist you with that. So all that, you can make a booking with us. So just send us an email to cityintouch@unisa.ac.za, and then make a booking. We also do workshops on my UNISA, on my life. We also do workshops on Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. So all that is available online. Then once those workshops started, it's either online or you can come on campus and then we do those workshops. We also have open access labs. So some of you, I'm sure they know, we have the computer lab where you can go and do your studies. Let's say if you want to access your My Life, you want to do assignments, whatever, we have on the computer lab. We also have other labs where we do trainings for My Life and my UNISA. So in total, we have about 6 open labs. So students that need any assistance, they can come to the lab. The online resources are also found under the digital learning. So if you go there, you will see all our resources that we offer to students. So all the resources are there. You just go to the link and then you can access all our resources, the recordings, or anything that we have offered. The Digital Access Center, if you are a UNISA, a Western Cape UNISA student, so if you go to my modules, you'll see we say Western Cape region, and that's where you can access all our centers and see which one that you need access, help with. So this is what we offer under the digital learning center. So if you want access to any of those things, whether it's a workshop, consultation, open resource, open access labs, online resources, the digital access centers. So if you go under the digital learning, you have the access there.
Thank you so much, Tabo, for that. Just a reminder to all the students that's joining us online, you're more than welcome to use the chat pane. The chat pane where you can type in your questions. So UNISA got one of the biggest libraries in not only in South Africa, but the African continent, with a lot of online and e-repositories. So so the person that's going to introduce you to all the resources and services and facilities is going to be Ndu. Ndu, if you can just orientate them on what to expect when they're visiting it.
It's quite hot here. I'm sweating. I'm not sure it's me or the room, but something must happen. Yeah? Whether I join a gym or something, I don't know. This is our first slide, and Jack has actually given us 5 minutes to wrap up everything. And I was asking myself this morning, I spent almost an hour with students just talking on a small part about the library services. So let's see how far we can go with this 4 minutes already about the library. So do I use this? Oh, okay. I've actually revealed everything. I thought I will reveal bullets at the time, but on the 24th of February, we'll take you into depth what we are seeing on the screen as in terms of the lending services, how many books you can take out if you're undergraduate, for how long you can take out the book. And then the client training, we've got 3 areas which we train students for. For example, reference techniques, which will teach you how to not plagiarize, and it's quite important at the level of UNISA, that is a university. You cannot simply just copy and paste. That is basically illegal. You can be accused of plagiarizing. And then we've got study spaces, not just in the library, as well as in the labs. I'm not sure whether I should also cover other spaces that are available on campus. For example, if you go to the C block, you'll be able to go and use some of the facilities there for group discussion and so forth. We also have partnerships. I've brought in some brochures here. Say, for example, you stay outside of the city metropole, you stay maybe Worcester or Paarl, and all those places we have actually not contracted, but we had partnerships with those public libraries so that when you go there, you are able to take a book that you have loaned that from us, and then you can send it to them, they can send it to us. So we're trying to facilitate the ease of movement of books so that can easily return it to you. So the happy thing is that we all know that the post office struggled and got bankrupt. I don't know how far is the story now, but we actually provide a courier service, so we are able to directly send the book to your home address. By a courier, you can actually ask for the book to be picked up here, and you can also drop it off here so that you can send it back to Pretoria. What's the other point? Yeah, we also have library outreach. At the moment, we're also going out to public libraries in outside of the city metropole. Last week we were in 2 weeks ago, I think we were in Porterville, where we're promoting our resources as a region, including the library, so that we can make people aware or students aware of the services that we provide, so that you know what to do when you have borrowed the book. Yeah, the last point that I want to make is that you can just probably can memorize this. It's just CTN which means Cape Town Lib @unisa.ac.za. That is our email where you can send queries. If you can't wait for the 24th, you can just send to this email, and then we'll be able to attend to your query. Yeah, that's where I want to pause, Jack. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mdu. For those of you who joined us online, to welcome to you. To all of those who joined us in venue, welcome. Right, so let us just look at our career counseling development, or counseling and career development. Now, many of you assume that there's a link between counseling and health, right? But I just want to say that in at UNISA, the context that you need to understand counseling with is those counselors come onto your academic journey with you, whether it's going to be grief or whether it's going to be subject choices. They are there to support you. And so I am very, very fortunate to call on to Chantal Adams, and she's our counselor, career counselor at CCD, Career Counseling Development. Chantal.
Thank you so much, Jacques. Welcome to everyone here today. Yes, the venue is really hot today, so I'm going to try and be as quick as possible. As Jacques was busy saying, I think a lot of the time students think they only come to counseling if there's something wrong with them mentally. They're a bit shy to come and speak to a counselor because they don't want anyone else to see you. They don't want people to know there's maybe something wrong. But the reason for the counselors is to walk alongside you through your journey. Some of you will be registered for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. And so when you do experience life, we understand that you are all human beings. You might experience things like loss, divorce, loss of a child, loss of your job, loss of employment, loss of your home, all these things that can impact on your ability to focus and concentrate and achieve academic success. So we're there to support you through your personal issues, but also your career issues as well. So understanding your qualification, do I have a qualification that has 1 or 2 majors? What types of jobs do my majors link to? And then also employability skills, your CV writing. What does your CV look like? A lot of students apply for jobs and they say, I've been applying for 3 years. And then I say, okay, let's have a look at your CV. And then they send me an 11-page CV. Please don't do that. Yeah. So we help with CV writing, interview skills, role playing, prepping you for interviews, getting you shortlisted. So that is our focus as well. We look at what did I miss out? How to manage your studies. So your time management skills, very important. You might find yourself in a situation where you have registered for a semester and you've only passed 1 out of your 5 modules and you're wondering, what did I do wrong? Where did I do wrong? What can I do differently? And so we're also there to assist you with reflecting on your performance, reflecting on your examination performance, and planning for a successful semester or year of studies. The counseling portal, we have our own webpage where we have a ton of self-help resources that we can help you work through, from planning your career and choosing careers to preparing for opportunities, which is your employability skills, meaning your CV writing, interview skills, and then also managing your studies, your time management, planning your studies and personal development. And also bear in mind, we only have one counsellor in the Western Cape. Unfortunately, that's me. But if you do want to speak to anyone else, you can select a counsellor from any other region. All the sessions are online, so unless you want to walk into a campus, you'll be forced to speak to me. Otherwise, you can book an online session with any counsellor from across the regions. So if you want to speak to someone in your language, your preference, your culture, you're welcome to do so and schedule a session online as well. And that's it from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Chantal, for that. Right, I know that everyone has been complaining that the venue is quite hard. Remember, the university with the most Mr. South Africans and Miss South Africans is UNISA. So we are quite hard, right? So let us look at the different part of learner support, and this time we're going to shift the focus to the Advocacy Center or Resource Center for students living with disabilities. Now, living with disabilities can be quite difficult if you study via distance. So part of that support is going to be presented by Nwabisa Veli, and she's going to talk to you about Oxford. Nwabisa, you can come to the front.
Good afternoon. My name is Nwabisa Veli. I am a lab assistant. I work with students with disabilities. Our lab is ACSWIT, stands for Advocacy and Resource Center for Students with Disabilities. We assist students who have declared their disabilities only. And if you have not declared your disabilities, unfortunately, you won't benefit from the services I'm about to present about. We assist students with online application and registration. And when you register or you apply, please make sure that you declare your disability and attach a proof of disability. We assist students with NSFAS bursaries and a discount in fees. We assist students with converting the study material into a format that is suitable for a student's needs and that accommodates a student's disability. We offer academic support and we assist students with applying for assistive device. An assistive device can be a laptop, can be a hearing aid, can be a wheelchair, depending on the disability of the student. We request prescribed books in an electronic format, depending again on the need of the student. We offer sign language interpretation as and when required. We train students on orientation and mobility. Normally, we train students who are visually impaired or partially sighted. We have a multi-purpose lab that is dedicated to all students with disabilities. We have computers and we have softwares for various disabilities. We have students forums for students with disabilities. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nwabisa, for that. Yes, so I just want to bring the following to your attention, that all of the information will be available as you log onto your My Modules or My UNISA, where all of our services will be listed. And remember, if you are living with a disability, right, in the United Arab Emirates, they don't call it living with disabilities, they call it living with determination. But what they do have is extra time for those that need it. So there's a lot of considerations that they actually make. Right, so moving on, the Western Cape is not the Western Cape without the George Center, about 6 hours away. So I'm going to ask Mubashir to just link the George Center so that I can speak to Tando as well as Sadal. Right,
Don't know whether you can hear me, Jack.
We can, Tando.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I can continue.
You may continue, Tando.
Okay, thank you, Jack. We are based here in George, as you mentioned already. George is part of UNISA. It's not an isolated campus. We are part of UNISA fully. At the moment, we are servicing approximately around about 3,000 students in the Southern Cape, which is made up of about 11 towns. But most of those towns are in what we refer to as rural. And it is our aim, as I've indicated that already, to reach out to those students, especially those in the rural, working together with the facilitation of learning to reach out to them physically. So basically that's it. You can go to the next slide. As I've already mentioned, the George Center is in the CBD. We are located at number 100 Mead Street in George. We have 3 lecture rooms in the center, 2 of which have satellite delivery connections. And we have also 2 fully functional laboratories. We also have self-help, which has 8 desks. And as I already said, we support all the students in the Southern Cape. And further than that, we would like to urge the students to come to our campus to use our laboratories, as well as use the facility for study area. Over and above the things that I've already mentioned, we assist students with the application stage, with the registration, with the academic and technical support, and we communicate all the activities that are related to UNISA, not only that are here in the Southern Cape, but throughout the country. And we also help with student administration. So if you've got queries around anything that has to do with your studies, if you seek academic record, if you want to change semesters, you can come to us, we'll assist. Thank you, Jack. I think I'm done.
Thank you so much for that, Tando. Right, I just want to get an indication whether Adele is here.
Yes, Jack, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. You are the one who got the most kilometer readings, Adele, for bringing services to students across the Western Cape. Right, Adele, over to you for your presentation.
Thank you, Jack. My name is Adele Blacker, and together with Jacques and Bronwyn, I am also a regional academic coordinator. I am actually part of Facilitation of Learning. I'm based in George, and I mostly look after the students in the Southern Cape, but also the students along the West Coast and inland in the Western Cape. What we mostly do as a community learning unit is we reach out to students who are not close to any regional offices like George or the Cape Town campus in Parow. And we do this in a number of ways. And one of the strategies we use is that we go on 2 road trips per year. In March, we will have our first road trip, and then we will visit the students along the West Coast. And if there are any students from the West Coast in the session, please just give me a thumbs up or a sign so that I can see I am speaking to some of the students that we will be visiting, and also students from Oudtshoorn, Beaufort West, Knysna, Plettenberg Bay, George, and then as far as Murraysburg as well. Thank you. That's lovely to see you here. So as I said, in March, we will be doing the West Coast. You will receive an email from us with the time, the date, and the venue where we will meet with students, and we encourage the students to come and talk to us at these sessions. We take time to listen to you, and we would like to know what your challenges are and how we can assist. But we also take the services that we offer at the campuses and the regional centre in George to you where we visit you. And we do training on My Life and My modules. So if you by March are not yet au fait with accessing your or optimizing your My Life email and using my UNISA, then this is the opportunity to speak to us about that. And then we also focus on the most important information in a student's life, and that is your tutorial letter for each module. Your first tutorial letter, and if there's more than one tutorial letters, if you do not read them, you are not going to travel a safe road. So already now, remember that the minute you receive your study material, you go onto my UNISA, you make haste to those tutorial letters, and you have to learn to read our information, because now you are a distance learning student and you are in a world where everything is digital. So we depend on communication with you, and we depend on you reading the key information that we communicate to you. For these students far away, we also I provide my cell phone number, and you have access to via WhatsApp to me for queries, and we assist there. And we make sure that you know how to access the academic literacy workshops that we offer. They are all online, and very often we do not understand why students very far away from the campus and regional centres do not make use of these sessions. You will start seeing in your communication from your colleges that co-curricular activities have become quite important. And in your orientation on the 24th and in George in the beginning of March, we will focus more on that. But students need to start getting practical experience. Sorry. On the theoretical aspects in your course. Very important to us are the conversations we have with students. We take the time to listen. We take the time to think about if there's support systems that you need additional, how can we make it possible to give you access to other platforms and making your studies more easier while you are with UNISA. Many students we have discovered on our road trips do not have the digital devices that they need to successfully engage with their studies through UNISA. So we talk about that to students on our road trips as well. Please start thinking of spending your money on your digital devices, your cell phones, your computers, rather than on a few other things that are actually not as important in your life than these now. We also put you in contact with NGOs and NPOs where you can engage in your co-curricular activities. So we grant you access to those NGOs and NPOs, and teaching students, for instance, can go and do some social responsibility at some of the daycare centres in your community. That's very, very, very important. I cannot stress that enough. Online sessions we offer also to these cohorts of students that I've now been talking about. We make sure that you know how to engage in our academic literacy and tutorial sessions. We make sure that you know how to navigate your My Life and My modules like a professional, that you know what digital access means in your life for the next 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 years. We find that many students are not yet fluent in their digital literacy skills, and we assist with that. We found that many students in their final year of law are still not typing. I cannot stress the importance of this, and we support you with that as well. We have student cohorts per town or area, and we like to put students in contact with each other. It's great support when you're far away and you feel on your own that you know who the people are doing more or less the same that you are doing, and you can study together and form groups. One area that I'm very passionate about are the teaching practice modules, where we are UNISA's training our future teachers and educators, and very often students struggle with these teaching prac modules because they do not read their tutorial letters. So we now offer once a week, we will be offering some teaching prac online sessions where you will be able to talk to someone about the challenges that you are experiencing at schools, and just with getting your registration for where you want to go and do your practical in the right way. Again, I'm mentioning student conversations. We want to talk to our students. We need to know who you are. We need to know what your needs are. And very often we discover in different towns, our student needs are different. If you just think of connectivity in one town, it's very easy during exams to connect and do your exams online, and in other towns it is a real challenge for students. Very often, also depending on the academic literacy sessions and the modules that we engage in these sessions, we do what we call exams debriefing. We get the students together after they've written a question paper, and we talk about what your experience was and where you think you could have gone wrong, where you and why you would have done well in a paper. And we find this very beneficial to students when you give each other feedback as well. One of the university's flagships is engaged scholarship. And when I say that our students need to get involved in their communities, this is exactly what it is about. Not to be a dormant student somewhere in a large or small town, but to be an active student, to know what's happening in your area and in your community, and how you as an ambassador of UNISA can support your community. Thank you, Jock. I'm done.
Thank you so much, Adele, for that. Right over to access cards. Mubashir, if you can just tell the students more about the access cards as well as the venue. I've noticed some hands up. I'm just going to, after this session, we will attend to all chats because we are not to make not personal, but individual questions or comments part of this recording, but we will address it to you as an individual. So Mubashir, over to you.
Thank you, Jacques. Students, a lot of students ask me, what is a library card? What is a student card? You're on campus, we have an access card. So what is the benefits to having your access card? You get access to the branch library, you get access to the computer lab, and you get access to the study areas. That's Monday to Friday, 8 till 4. During examination periods, the study areas do open 24 hours. All you have to do is you come to campus, you can connect to our Wi-Fi, your student number, your MyUNISA password. You can connect as many devices as you want to. Then one of the other big benefits, and I can see a of you guys here like to do shopping, you do get student discounts at certain stores and certain sites. What you require to get a student card, all you need to be is a registered student, meaning you must register and at least pay the minimum amount, and then it's an additional 80 Rand for your student card. The next is study material. All students, as soon as you register, have access to your study material. You log into MyUNISA and you can access that function on MyUNISA. Then, if you would like physical hard copies, there's two options. You can choose the courier option, whereby they deliver the study material to your address specified on the system, or we have counter collection available on campus. How that works is, you come to campus, you'll get an SMS to say you must come to campus when your study materials on campus. You come to campus with your student number, and then you can collect your material. If you are unable to collect the material for whatever reason, all you need to do is you need to give a letter from yourself, giving another person permission to collect on your behalf, and then also your ID with that person's ID. Then the last area I'm going to talk about is the study area space. Currently, we have two venues, C4 and C5, which is the study area space, and then we have C6, which is for group discussions. I can promise you the aircon is much better in those venues. There's good lighting, there's table space, lots of table space, and then there's, as you can see there, we have also got plugs for all your devices, so your phones, your laptops and that. And like I said, all you need to do is you can connect to the Wi-Fi, and then you can use those areas. Thank you.
Right, so our next speaker is going to be from student funding, bursaries and loans. And I think that is, Zukiswa, you can come to the front. I know that you've been very exciting showing your hand a little bit at the back. So yes, the mic over to you.
Okay, afternoon everyone. You guys look a bit upset, a bit tense. I'm gonna try to make it a bit happier. So I'm here on behalf of student funding. The good thing is that you don't have to go through the whole funding alone on your studies without being funded. We are the Directorate of Student Funding, offering and administering funds through bursaries and loans. We've got several of those, but then those are given to financially needy students and academically deserving students. So my department just makes sure that you just don't go through the whole studying thing alone. So as I said, we give the fundings through NSFAS funding, and then we've got private bursaries as well. And then to name a few is the DHETS, Higher Education Bursary. And then there's Funza Lushaka, there's social work bursaries, there's TRC bursaries, and we've got military veteran. And then in private bursaries, we've got a lot of government department thingy bursaries. Most of them, we invite you guys via My Life. And then we've got private companies that do offer funding. And then we've got UNISA bursaries, like the honors bursaries, the post-grad bursaries. I'm at counter 15 downstairs. Feel free, if you want to talk about your finances, to come to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zukiswa. Just be in mind, for those joining us online, I know that you're a large group of students. The library services will also give you some pamphlets to take home to learn a little bit more about the library. And for the online students, we're going to post links to all our services there. I just want to get an indication, is the SRC here? Oh, yes, the SRC. Yes, so our next presentation will be, and I think it's important that you need to know what Adele indicated earlier on, not to be a dormant student, but to also be active, not only in terms of student movements or student connection, but also in terms of volunteering in order to boost your CV as a distance learning student. So part of our student affiliations is our student representative council on Regional 1. So they are going to present these slides now.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Liema Makubalo. I am the current deputy chairperson of the regional SRC. So with the SRC in UNISA, we have a regional SRC, which is here in the Western Cape and in all other regions. And then there's a national SRC. So the purpose of the SRC is to represent students in institutional governmental structures. So here in the Western Cape, we have 3 student structures, and the SRC is divided up to those 3 student structures. What happens is that there are SRC elections, and then depending on how many votes each student structure had, and then the seats are divided. So those 3 structures are the UNISA Law Students Association, the EFF Students Command, and SASCO. So in our region, these are the SRC members. We have Nomfundo Kumalo, he's the chairperson of the SRC. And then it's myself, Liema Makubalo, who's the deputy chairperson of the SRC. We have Karabo Matos, who's our secretary and administrative head of the regional SRC. And we have Pagamani Faleni, who's the deputy secretary. Then we have Kenneth Makaga, who's the treasurer, Cheska, who's the undergraduate officer. So if you are currently dealing with undergraduate studies, and you have any queries or any issues, that's the person you should contact. And then we have Amanda Nonjezi, who's our postgrad officer. We currently don't have a ETO, education and training officer, and a sports and cultural officer. So, okay, I already explained that. So our duties are to assist students. As I said, we're a student body. So we represent the students with queries and giving you information. So we also give you information about the campus services and facilities. So we will update you on things maybe the management of the campus won't update you in. We will update you with everything that's happening, from programs and to when facilities are open. And as Mubashir said, during exams, the study rooms are open for 24 hours a day. So if you know you can't study at home or you're coming back from work, you can always come to campus, and because during exams they are open 24 hours a day. And we also do support service to students on institution related matters and external Department of Education and training matters. A good example of that in this current period will be NSFAS. So we try and give you information of NSFAS, and as Zugi said, that she's down there, she deals with that a lot. And so to contact us, because there's a lot of SRC members, we deal with many things. So we have 3 people that are available to be contacted whenever you need any information from the SRC or you need assistance from the SRC. It is Pagamani, who's the Deputy Secretary. We have Francesco, who's the undergrad officer, and we have Amanda, who's the postgrad officer. And thank you.
Thank you so much. And for those of you wondering what the RSRC stands for, it's the Regional Student Representative Council. I think without further ado, I think we concluded all of our presentations. Am I right, Bronwyn? Right. Do got some brochures to give to the students, I think, or was it fans that? Oh, okay. Right. To all of those who joined us online, I do know that I will probably see you on the 24th of this month on Saturday to give a much more in-depth look on the different services. And for those of you who still got queries, please join us on the 24th. We're going to talk to you about what services are most appropriate to make use of in your journey, whether it's undergraduate or postgraduate. The SRC just mentioned they've got 2 postgraduate officers, and I know that the region got several regional academic coordinators and a lot of people that are very, very student-centered. Right, so let me just see what to thank. I almost thanked myself. I just saw the list. Right, so first of all, the Digital Learning Table, thank you so much for coming for library services we do. And CCT Chantal, Oxford, Nwabisa, and George, there was Tando, and as well as Community Learning Adele. The student access card was represented by Mubashir, and then student funding by Zukiswa at the back. She's very excited to see all of you there for bursaries. And then the regional SRC, thank you so much for coming. So without further ado, people, all of those who attended online, if you can drop us a chat, in the chat your query, or send it to ctntut@unisa.ac.za. We are more than eager to respond to your queries. And yes, we also got another on the 28th, but that we will give to you our intent on the 28th. That's going to be online, where we as regional academic coordinators wants to hear your voices. So we're going to have an online session on that. Yeah, so 4 minutes actually. We did quite well with time, Chantal. Right, so all of those, travel safe. All of those online log out safe. Yes, so thank you so much for attending today's sessions. Those that's here, you can corner us now if something went wrong with your registration. We will fight back. You can fight us, we will fight back. Right, so thank you so much for coming, and good day to all of you.